Salut!
Hi YouTube.
Here we are, Something or Nothing. I'm Trev.
I'm Nathan. And
Our favourite location.
this is where it all began. Have a look round. This is Sourton car park. Just below Sourton Tor.
Yeah.
What's on the menu for today, Trev?
Well, it's just before New Year. We just thought we'd get out and do a hike and a camp on Dartmoor. Bought some winter gear for camping.
Yeah.
Want to test it out, don't I, Nath?
Yeah. I'm going to try my tarp, my new tarp, for the first time that I got at the end of August. For the first time at the end of December. So it can't be a bad idea, can it?
It can't be, can it?
I'm sure it'll be funny, whatever happens.
Yeah. So we're going to sort of look up side of Sourton, find a track, get up around Great Links, up that way, won't we? And try and find somewhere to camp out there.
So we're retreading some of the old ground that we've already been over, but we looked at the map this morning. There's a couple of small tours on it that we haven't actually sort of summited done.
Yep.
We just, the weather's a bit sort of undecided, so we just wanted to be somewhere relatively familiar and not too far from the motor, didn't we?
Yeah.
So
Still a fair old walk, I think, isn't it? So.
yeah, it's going to be sort of, I don't know, 10, 11k round trip, 12k maybe, something like that.
So we better get a move on because we're eating into the day. We're in the afternoon here. Didn't have a very early start.
Let's ramble, shall we?
Let's ramble. See you up there.
So that's Sourton right in front of us. The track goes 3 ways from here, which is the same as exactly what it's telling us on the map. So I was instinctively going to go around the north, which will make an unnecessarily long walk of it. You wanted to go to the right, which will pass around the south of Sourton. So if we just follow this around to the right, follows the boundary wall for about 600 metres, and then we should come to a distinct left-hand junction. It will take us up to the east face of Sourton, between Sourton and Corn Ridge, and from there we can join the track and head over in the direction of Great Links Tor. Alright, cool.
Yeah, so I've had a horrendous Christmas. Fluey, temperature, chesty cough. But I come up on Dartmoor a couple of days ago, I was starting to feel better. I thought I'd take the kids up, played in the snow, and then I messaged Nath while I was up there. Said we got to do the hike and a camp.
Last night I got in from hiking, walked Moby, and when I got back to the land of the living, I had a message from Trev saying he was all up for prepping for a wild camp on Dartmoor. Tonight, I'm going to try and camp in a tarp, so that'll be fun. I might end up breaking into Trev's tent and curling up in there if it gets too harsh.
We had different plans. We was originally going to go up to Snowdonia, camp on a mountain up there between New Year and Christmas. But I thought, as I'm still a bit ropey, we'll do something a bit closer to home. But it's our first wild camp since June, and it's a lot milder today than it has been. Might be a bit more windier, so it'll be an interesting one. I've never done a winter wild camp before, so completely out of my comfort zone. See how it goes.
You've seen Great Links just disappearing in the sort of mist up there a little bit.
Oh yeah, coming in misty. It's set to be a wet and windy winter wild camp. Makes a good title, that, doesn't it? For the chat.
Wet and windy winter wild camp.
Wet and windy winter wild camp. Wicked. On Dartmoor. So I've layered up today. Got my big warm jacket on because it's winter. I decided not to put my thermal leggings on. I've got them in my bag. I save them for when I'm camping. Yeah, I'm glad I've done that because it's already this walk. I'm sweating a bit. I think I'd have been too hot. Uncomfortably hot with that off hood. The annoying I've got brand new boots. If you can see them. Hey? Caramel, when they're brand new, not so dirty. Look like something out of Tron. I love them. Nath's got himself a new pack. He's got a few new bits. There'll be videos going up over the next few months of all this gear he's got. I was just thinking how tidy his backpack looks on his back, all neat, all square. And then you look at my backpack and it's just all wedged in, a hodgepodge of squeezing everything that I can in there. I've got a new winter sleeping bag, which is a Vango. I can't remember the name of it. 4 Seasons. Hopefully that should be warm enough.
So we've just passed this junction here, which heads off to the track we want to be on, or if we keep going, then we can take a much stronger track. Doesn't make any odds really. I mean, that doesn't exactly look like a perilous route up there. As far as incline's concerned, it would be better to go this way, but more direct is that way. I mean, it looks fairly damp and boggy, but then this is fairly damp and boggy. I don't know, it's up to you.
So we've walked along there. That's where we were deciding where to go, and we decided we'd walk up here, didn't we, Nath?
We walked up here, yeah.
What's this little Garmin?
This is my Garmin Oregon 200. What I'm trying to do is keep a track of average times over different terrains to work out how long it's going to take us to work a certain distance. So our average moving pace between you and me is 3.6 kilometres over the terrain that we've covered. So we got 700 metres to our next waypoint, which we can't see because it's beyond the crest of the hill. If we're moving at 3.6 kilometres an hour, so every 12 minutes we're going to cover 700 metres. So I'm going to set my stopwatch going now, and we're going to walk straight out and see if it takes us 12 minutes roughly to get to where we're going. This is learning navigation, like, you know, so the idea is if you're navigating in low visibility, so since we can't see where we're heading, which is the next junction, I'm going to use the timing method to see how accurate that is with an estimated average pace of 3.6 kilometres an hour.
I'd like to do a bit of a shout out for one lad. He always watches our videos, always comments. He's a young lad, started making videos recently of his Dartmoor hiking. Now this lad, he knows his stuff, he knows Dartmoor inside and out. Really knowledgeable, really entertaining watching his videos, well edited. And his name is Max of beautiful Dartmoor. Max, so hey up Max. Everyone, I'll put a link in the description below. You can all go over and check his channel out, subscribe. The other day, I commented on one of his videos. He done a shout in the style of Summit or Nothing, but shouting his own catchphrase up on the top of Causden Beacon. So I commented on his video and said, that's where we done our very first Summit or Nothing shout. And within seconds, he replied, no, your first one was at the top of Great Links. I checked it, looked at the video, and yep, he was dead right. It sort of took me by surprise that someone knew more about Summit or Nothing than we did. So anyway, Max, beautiful Dartmoor, check out his videos, give him a sub, tell him I sent you, and yeah, enjoy.
We're at this junction. It took us just under 10 minutes to get here. So considering the ease of going, you know, we probably did sort of set a better pace, probably close to 4 kilometres an hour, which brought the 700 metre distance time down further. follow the left-hand bank of this stream up,
Yeah.
and there should be a point where 4 tracks meet, where it crosses the water, or
Right.
where there's a ford, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
So 2017's almost done, Nath.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been a big year. Big year. It's a big year for buying gear.
We got out 3 times this year. No, twice. Did we? Brecons,
Brecons and
Lake District.
the Lake District, yeah.
2018 we're hoping to do a bit more, aren't we, Nath?
Yeah, gonna try and focus on mountains and have Dartmoor as the backup.
Because that's what we are, summit or nothing, isn't it? It's been a slow trek to the 3 peaks. We're hoping to get Ben Nevis done this year. That'll be the first of our challenges complete, won't it?
Yeah. Then what's after that?
Who knows?
Pyrenees, isn't it?
Well, we've still got a lot of, you know, maybe go try and do all the 3,000 footers in Britain, and then
Are you shitting me? That's Munro territory. There's like several hundred of them.
yeah, well, I mean, that's what I mean. We don't need to fly off to foreign countries just yet. We've got hundreds to do in this country.
Yeah, I know, but you know, Pyrenees, we're talking 12,000 feet.
Yeah, but like you say, let's use these mountains we got in our country as the training ground for that.
Yeah.
We used Dartmoor as a training ground to get up mountains here. Now we've got to get more confident on the mountains we got around us before we start going on expeditions further afield. Great Links, beautiful beast of a tour. It's one of my highlights so far was the day we found Great Links looming like a battleship top of the horizon. This track we're on is going to take us around behind Great Links, in between Great Links and is it Tor. We're going to find somewhere to camp along there. Long hard push to get here so far, not over yet. Good camping here, it's nice and out of the wind here.
Yeah.
Well, my boots seem a lot more waterproof than my last lot. I'm happy with them, they're really comfortable. Of all places, I bought them Sports Direct. It was about 70 quid. They looked a lot better than the pair that was that I was looking at for 50, and I thought, let's go for it, so I went for it. Sports Direct is not a place where I would have thought about looking for hiking gear. It's actually really good. Where I was shopping didn't have a great deal of choice. You got Mountain Warehouse, you got Trespass. I was looking in there for boots, they didn't have a lot of choice. I needed some new gloves, and in those shops they were so expensive for a pair of gloves, like 30-40 quid, and I thought, well, I don't want to spend that on a pair of gloves. Just on my way out of the town I saw Sports Direct, and I thought, I wonder if they got boots in there, and I looked in there and I bought everything in there. I ended up spending loads. I bought these gloves here, they're running gloves, but they're like warm, waterproof, $4.99.
Right.
You alright? Think we're still on the right track?
Oh yeah, we're still on the right track. So basically, these little markers on the map, these mean there's a steep bank and the path's in the gully.
Yeah.
And then these mean the path is raised, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
We're now on the section of path that's raised, and we've come out of the one that's hidden in the gully.
Yeah.
Somewhere between the two, there is this that heads off to the right.
Yeah.
And it is right opposite Hunt Tor.
I think that's Hunter.
Yep. So I reckon that black, messy line there is the track that we wanted to follow that heads around the back of Great Links. Apparently there's a Bleak House Ruin there somewhere as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
So the question is, shall we go back up there, jump off the track and follow that now?
Yep, let's do that.
Let's do that then.
Sweet. Foggy.
It looks like this is going to be shit. But that's Dartmoor, right?
Isn't it?
Weird to find it all the way out here with nothing around it.
Yeah.
When you see it marked ruined building on a map, you kind of take it with a pinch of salt, like you're just going to find a few stones.
You think it's going to be like Brown's hut?
Yeah. That's quite a large piece of masonry still standing.
Yeah.
It looks like there's a slab in there we can use as a table to put our stoves on, make brews.
Cool. Yeah.
Let's see if we can find this footbridge, shall we?
Let's go. We've got 1 hour until sunset, apparently, Nath, you say?
That's what the GPS is saying, so it's going to be relatively accurate.
Okay, we're across there. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Let's take a look at the accommodation for the evening, shall we? As Trev quite rightly pointed out from the other side of the bank, it's not particularly level in many places. Just try and look around at the hills around us just in case.
Not sure where I'm going to pitch here. It's a bit all over the shop, the floor.
Without a head torch, it's going to be a nightmare trying to walk around. You reckon we could pitch up on that?
I reckon I'll get here.
Yeah. You want to take that one?
Yeah. Cool little building, isn't it?
I could use my tarp to repair the roof for the night. This is my first time using the DD Hammock ultralight 3x3 tarp. It's not ideal conditions for pegging it out. As you can see, not managed to achieve an ideal shape on it. The way this ground is here, having it pegged down tight over that should help stop any wind getting in. And it, you know, it should disperse rain well enough. One of the pluses is that the doorway is actually quite low, so hopefully that'll keep wind and rain out. There's the Banshee, the mighty Banshee. Making a fishing net, Trev, for the string.
Yeah, trying.
Cord pack, yeah.
So here's me set up. Here's me set up. In here now, I've got me self-inflating mattress. They call it self-inflating. It doesn't blow itself up. You still have to put some breath in it. I've got that, and then I've got me Vango Latitude 300, my new winter sleeping bag. I got this on eBay. It was brand new. Someone didn't want it. 35 quid plus £4.50 postage. So it was all right. Seems quite pokey in here. I forgot just how small it is. This is the second time I've camped in this, isn't it? I've done 3 wild camps last year. Not a lot, was it? We both sort of struggled to get out again in the end. Hopefully this year we'll do some more, a lot more. First winter camp, so see how this goes.
Okay, so just come down to the river, or stream, whatever you want to call it. Using the old faithful MSR trail shot. I've got these 2 1-litre collapsible bottles, so I've just been and collected water for brews and food for the night and the morning. So hopefully now I won't have to come back down to the river at any point tonight, because let's face it, stumbling down here in the dark with a head torch on. I'm going to go face first into there, aren't I, with all my dry clothes on. So far, managed to have missed the rain that Trev said was forecast for today at 3, so that's cool. But now I'm going to head back up and try and use the last of the daylight to make a brew. I'll catch you guys in a bit.
Well, I'm in my tent. Just started raining out there just as we made our coffees, so I brought it in here.
Well, it's half 4 in the Tarp, eating a banana blast trek bar. The rain's just started. I think we're in for a long night.
It's not raining too bad at the minute, but it's going to be heavy rain till what time was it? Heavy rain till, Nath? About 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I'm going to cook tea tonight. Didn't think about that.
In your porch?
Not much of a porch, is it? How you finding it in there, Nath? All right?
Oh mate, it's a shitload better than last time I tried sleeping under a tarp.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah. You didn't?
I ended up in a car.
Yeah.
We've been looking at the weather, and it gives 5 o'clock heavy rain coming in, and it's going to be in until like 4 in the morning or something stupid. Basically all the way through the night. I'm going to test the tarp out, that's for sure. And I was just thinking to myself, oh, well, as long as it's rain, that's all right. And then it suddenly dawned on me to check the wind. And between 8 this evening and 2 in the morning, they give the wind getting up as much as 45 miles an hour.
It's quite cosy in here.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's quite mild as well. Don't know if it's going to get a lot colder in the night. I haven't even put my thermal layers on yet, you know. I'm in the old Banshee again. How exciting.
Right, it's time to get changed and put on my warmer clothes, and we'll see how that goes. This is going to be quite the fuss.
Time is 5 o'clock. Hooray. Another 14 hours and the sun will be trying to come up. 14 or 15 hours. Hopefully I can sleep tonight for 14 hours. Rain's kicking in out there now. I'm aiming to eat a bit later on, have me hot food. And I thought 8 o'clock sounds a good time to eat. Get some food in me just before I want to go to sleep. Keep me warm at night. Just waiting now for this wind to kick in. Been half an hour. I've not gone into my sleeping bag in it yet, but the temperature has dropped dramatically in the last half an hour. But we don't want to put all our layers on early, so we'll just see how long we can last in each condition.
Brew time. I'm not sure what the time is in the evening, but it's getting cold. It's time for a cup of coffee. Got all my thermals on, nice and wrapped up, feeling lovely and toasty inside my clothing. Just gonna have something to warm me from the inside out.
Well, I'm in my bag. It's about 6:30, so another hour gone. It's got cold. It's starting to get a bit windy out there. Are you cooking your dinner now, Nath?
Yeah.
I'm still going to hold off for dinner. Gives me something to look forward to. Tent's moving a bit, which is a bit concerning because there's about an inch of mud under us, and then it's granite. There's no way of putting the pegs in properly, so They're probably all going to pop out in the middle of the night, so that'll be fun. Trying to sort that.
I don't know how much of this is coming up audibly, but it's 6:30. The strong wind hasn't even supposedly kicked in yet. According to the weather report, the wind's going to get up supposedly twice what it is now. But you know, this is, if we can't survive the end of December, beginning of January on Dartmoor, what right do we have to be on a mountain? Biggest downside of the day is continually catching my beard in the zip of my jacket. You know, it was funny the first couple of times. It's starting to wear a bit thin now.
I was contemplating cooking my dinner out there in the porch area. As you can see, the porch area is blowing into me. Got a lot of room to cook out there. But I thought I might cook my dinner early. I wasn't going to. If I don't cook my dinner now, it's going to be harder to cook out there when the gale force winds start. So, yep, I'm going to cook my dinner. I'm going to have to do it half in and out the tent, which is not ideal, but shit happens.
Well, it's coming up 7 o'clock. The wind thus far has already felt like it's going to blow the tarp out of the ground sometime in the next hour. It's going to double in speed and change direction slightly. I've had dinner, finally got into my sleeping bag, and I have to admit, I got a Mountain Hardware Lamina 20 that's comfort rating down to -7 with a Thermarest reactor or Thermalite reactor liner. I gotta be honest, it is toasty in here. I mean, it is like, it's not just comfortable, it is exceptionally warm in here. What is starting to happen now though is condensation is starting to build up on the inside of the tarp, and when it moves, it's now flicking off onto me a little bit, so that's pleasant.
I've got my boil on, but what I'm having to do is hold my porch back while I'm cooking. See there? My fingers are freezing out there, exposed to the elements. Once that's a rolling boil, you can shut everything up, shut it off, shut it up, make me dinner, and hunker down. But why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Got my dinner now. Very nice. 10 to 7. So an hour early. That's fine. (7:20). The wind hasn't kicked in yet. We're having moments where it's like, hard. I'll be very surprised if this tent stays up. Bottoms up. A dark rum. It's nearly 9 o'clock now. The wind's persistent. Just reading my book. I haven't heard a peep off a Nath for a while. I assume he's still there. Tell in the morning, I reckon.
So, situation report. It's about 9:30. We're really into the rough stuff now. I don't know if you can see this. It's my hiking pole. It's propping up the tent. Wind speed out there is, the Met Office is saying it's approximately 40 to 45 mile an hour. The DD Hammock's ultralight or superlight 3x3 tarp, I mean, this is baptism of fire. It's done nothing but rain since I put it up, and the wind's done nothing but get stronger and stronger. Given the weather we've had, you could forgive it if it decided to give up now. But it hasn't. I mean, I am waiting for which component, whether it's my hiking pole, or a tent peg, or a guy line, or whatever gives up first. and then it'll just be exposed here in my little bivvy bag on the side of a hill at the ass end of December. So far, so good. I don't know if you can see out there. There's the outside of the tarp. Look at the tarp moving. I'm alright at the minute, but sooner or later I'm going to need to pee as well, which, it's going to be hideously unpleasant. This is what happens when you have to get in your sleeping bag at 8 o'clock. As you get older and your bladder gets weaker, but whatever. So how's that new sleeping bag working out for you, Trev?
Yes, proper, Nath. I'm really hot in here.
Is it all you'd hoped for and more, yeah?
Yeah, I'm loving it.
You'll be taking that one everywhere now then?
Well, I don't know. Trouble is, it takes up half my bloody rucksack.
So if you had to do a review, its functionality's good, but it could do with compressing a bit smaller.
Now, of all the ones I looked at, this compresses better than a lot of the ones that this sort of price.
Who did you say it was by?
This is another Vango product.
You love a bit of a Vango, don't you, boy?
So I've got a Vango rucksack, a Vango tent, and I've got a Vango sleeping bag to go with it.
Something or nothing, sponsored by Vango. I want to get sponsored by Berghaus.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'd like to be sponsored by... oh, anyone. Anyone with loads of money.
Did you say Hugh Hefner?
Hugh Hefner's dead, mate.
He is now, isn't he? Think of all of those poor little bunnies that need rehoming.
I know.
If you're a bunny, formerly of Hugh Hefner's, and you need rehoming, write to me in the comments below. Do you think any ex-bunnies watch?
You never know, Nath, you never know. A year ago, I'd never contemplated fucking camping in the winter. Now look at me. You think I'm having trouble at home or something, wouldn't you? I'm not. That's the trouble. Donna's too encouraging. She's like, oh yeah, do what you want, yeah. Really? Because I will. I'll go out camping in the middle of winter. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know why the camera just turned off then. I don't know if it was recording or not. If it wasn't recording, you're watching Nathan from Summit or Nothing. Watching Summit or Nothing whilst filming a Summit or Nothing. Shouting our heads off. If you haven't watched a Summit or Nothing, watch a well, you must be watching the Summit or Nothing for me to hear me saying that, so you must have watched a Summit or Nothing. But watch more Summit or Nothing. So it's just coming up towards 11, and now's actually a suitable time really to try and go to bed. I had to have a wee, so, but I had a quick look around the tarp. All of the pegs are still in, all of the guy ropes are still down. Everything seems to be holding up pretty well. They give the wind sort of ease in from here until 1 o'clock when it sort of drops right off. My light's attached to the tent pole, so when the light's moving, that's the wind shaking the whole tarp here. So I'm going to try and get some sleep. We'll catch up with you guys early tomorrow morning. Catch you later.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. The wind is supposed to have died down. It's actually worse at the moment. It's been all night. I have slept. But this tent is getting shook about. And there's like proper cold wind gusting through. I'm hoping that the times are still good so that we're going to walk back in the dry in the morning. It's going to be a long walk in the rain else. It's rough now. 4:45. Let's get the bash to hell out there. 4 o'clock it said it was going to stop raining. The wind was meant to stop at 1. It has been relentless. Right, 7:22. It's stopped raining at the minute. It's not as windy as it was. I think it's a good time to get up, make myself some porridge and some hot chocolate. Ready to start the day. Slog home. Starting to lighten up a bit now. I don't know if you can see out here. You start to see the colour coming back outside. Well, this morning I've got it's expedition breakfast. So it's like warm, not porridge, warm muesli. Quite nice, it's quite tasty. Trev's up and about now. He's got his walking pants back on. So yeah, this is New Year's Eve, the last morning of 2017. We're going to kick 2017 into touch. And what a way to do it. Sitting on Dartmoor on a wet, windy winter wild camp. Jet boil there. Got the porridge waiting. Eat some food, have a slash, tidy up. Pack up. Well, here we are, all packed up. Ready to set back. How was that experience for you, Nath?
It was probably the worst noise and weather-wise I've ever spent.
Tarp held up though.
Yeah, the tarp held up. Really impressed with that.
There, left no trace. The all-important pickup, making sure you leave no trace behind. It's going to be a waterlogged old walk back, I should think, the amount of rain that come down last night. I'd like to find out about this Bleak House now. Who the hell lived here? What the hell went on? The stream seems a bit bigger. We're looking for a footbridge, aren't we, Nath?
Yeah, foot spa.
Foot spa, there it is.
Pony.
Oh, maybe he knows. We made it over.
Yeah. It's one of the smaller streams on Dartmoor, but with that much rain, where normally you'd be able to pick a stone and just jump across, it then becomes a bit of an ordeal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's definitely worth bearing in mind if you're going hiking on the moors in the winter, is, you know, how many times your route anticipates crossing water, like, I think.
And what rainfall you're going to have overnight.
Yeah, and where you're pushing up, can you get more than half an inch of your tent peg into the ground? You can probably tell there's a lot of mist about this morning, which is going to make navigation a bit difficult. The two tours that we're looking at heading towards, higher Donegal and lower Donegal, keep appearing and disappearing in the mist. So when they've shown themselves, we've taken a bearing off them, and then when we get to higher Donegal, we'll then set a bearing from there to Great Links Tor, and then from there we can set a bearing down to the track, trying to avoid the sludgy marsh that we ended up walking through on our way here last night.
Somewhere up here on this bearing is Great Links. It's invisible to the human eye today in these conditions. Not the best path. We've traded one dodgy route for another here.
So I don't know if you can see this behind me, but these are the starting of the formations for Great Links. The strategy for this morning was to break the navigation down into easy legs. Now we know down the other side of Great Links there's a track, a decent track that'll take us pretty much right the way back to the car, but I'd like to come up and see the top of Great Links, even if we can't see anything else from it. So here we are. It's just important to have good map skills to keep practicing, like, you know. So anyway, we're here. We're going to find the trig point, and then from the trig point, we're going to navigate our way down to the path, and then start heading back to the car.
What I loved about Great Links is the views. See for bloody miles.
Here we are. Trig point. Look at the views. Navigating in old pea soup this morning, boys.
Oh! It off that.
We're not going to stay up here too long because the wind's horrendous, but we're going to take a bearing from this trig point, pick a mark down there that is in line with our bearing, get down there and then march from that point in the direction we want to go.
Cheers, Great Links. Cheers, then. Oh, it's a river below us. It's been shit terrain across here. Is this the track? Looks like it could be.
So bad was it?
I do.
We found our track. Navigation is going to be easier now, we hope. No, we're just making our way back to the car. A little bit tired, a little bit worse for wear.
It's been very wet underfoot this morning. The amount of rain we had last night, and they said it was going to stop at 4, and at 4 o'clock I think it rained worse than it had all evening. There she is. Sourton Tor is up ahead. It's been a slog this morning, but it's been one to remember, and hopefully it'll make a good video for you. We are traversing around the side of Sourton. They said, should we go up and over? But today I just haven't got it in me. How was that, Nath?
Well, it was a walk. Me. That was shocking, wasn't it?
It was an eye-opener, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, no one can call us fair weather hikers anymore, buddy.
No.
An
One to
event.
remember, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I hope you lot enjoyed that. We thought we'd get out for a winter hike and wild camp.
One more for 2017.
Yeah. Now I've got to go home, have a shower because I stink, sort out all my gear, and then get ready. We've got people coming around for a New Year's Eve party. I probably want to go to bed by 8 o'clock.
Well, you can regale them all with tales of your time on Dartmoor last night.
They'll love that. Go, oh, for Christ's sake, he's going on about something or nothing again.
So, just to sort of retrack, our average speed
throughout the whole walk was 2.8 kilometres according to my GPS. Total distance according to the GPS was 13.81 kilometres, and the time in which we were moving to achieve that was 3 hours and 28 minutes.
Anyway, we put all that shit up at the end. You can have a look at the track we done.
Cheezels.
Cheezels. Thank you, everyone. If you like what we're doing, please give us a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, all that. Yeah, let us know what you thought of this. Always good to hear from you. And we'll be doing a lot more wild camping this year, won't we, Nath?
Yeah, the plan is to do more wild camping, preferably on mountains if we can.
Yeah.
And
so more mountains, more wild camping. Well, all the best for you, Nath.
yeah, and you. Happy
New Year, sir.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you all. Lovely. Let's go home.
Yes, go. See you later.
Cheers.